Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Arsenal. Obviously, a disappointing day. We drew with Fulham at home. It's always a disappointing day when you draw with Fulham at home. We all wanted 4 wins out of 4 before the international break. Or if you end up dropping points, maybe you would have understood if it was Man United or someone, but it didn't turn out that way. We ended up conceding late on. Basically, it was a very bad start and it was a very poor finish to the game. 2-2 draw against Fulham, not the result we were looking for. I mean, in terms of the table, we're still in a good place at the moment, but obviously drawing with Fulham is never a good result. Now, conceding early on in the game. Now, this year, I've just seen a start. This year, we've conceded 3 times in the first 1 minute of a game against Bournemouth, against Southampton, and today. Against Bournemouth, we came back, we scored 3 goals, we won the game. Today, we came back, we scored 2 goals, we almost won the game, we conceded late on. Against Southampton, it was too late. We ended up drawing 3-3 in that match. So this thing of conceding early, we need to cut it out. And because the moment you concede early in a game, it like puts you under so much pressure. Like you could tell, like the moment that goal went in, yes, you still have like a whole 90 minutes to go, but I could see Martinelli trying to put in desperate crosses. I could see Havertz, he knows how the fans are feeling about him. He's trying to be desperate. I could see Saka giving away the ball twice again after giving away the first goal. Like everyone gets desperate. So the moment you give away the first goal of the game, you're all of a sudden in big trouble. You might still come back and win. We came back today and scored 2 goals, but the pressures are like on you from the first minute, and you don't really want that. So we need to cut out that those errors in the first minute. It's really damaging us, man. Like we have to put so much energy into the game because we've made a mistake. And the mistakes, man, like we make so many mistakes. Even today, in the first 30 minutes of that game, Saka gave away the ball like 3 times. Havertz gave it away like a couple of times. Saliba, of all people, gave it away a couple of times as well. Like we were giving away the ball so many times, and that puts us under so much pressure every single time. And we need to cut out the mistakes. We were hoping that those mistakes would remain in pre-season, but unfortunately, we've carried them on to the season, and I don't know how we're gonna cut them out. And again, set pieces as well. We'll talk about the match reaction. Let's start with how you guys are feeling, and also let's go through the lineup. So this was Arsenal's lineup for today. I mean, I wouldn't have done it so differently from this one. My lineup from when I did the preview on Thursday my starting lineup was bring back Ben White at right back, start Gabriel and Saliba, play Zinchenko on the left side. That was my back four. My midfield, I would have gone with Declan Rice. I would have benched Partey. That was what I said on Thursday. I would have started Rice, Odegaard, and Havertz. Havertz was still in my starting lineup, and he was not in my starting lineup. Let me correct that. I had Trossard in midfield and Ketty starting up front. I said Havertz would not be in my starting lineup. I'm not dropping him because of I think he's useless or crap or all that. Personally, I felt like he did okay in the first two games, but I said in this one, I want Trossard to start in midfield, and I feel like Nketiah deserves to keep on playing because he scored and basically won us the game against Crystal Palace. So that was my starting lineup: Zinchenko, Gabriel, Saliba, Ben White, Rice, Odegaard, Trossard, Nketiah, Saka, and Martinelli. So we didn't really go for that. It wasn't too many changes. This is what Arteta went for. You stuck with Partey. I mean, Partey, yes, he starts at right back, but when you watch the game, Partey is not really playing as a right back. He's basically playing in midfield. Like 90% of the times, Partey is in midfield. So it's not really him playing at right back. He is in midfield. But the problem with that is basically Saka on that right side, he's by himself. And that combination between Saka, Odegaard, and Ben White worked so well last season. And that is why I wanted Ben White to go back to the right side. If you have to start Havertz, if you want to start Trossard, if you want to start Nketiah, that is fine up front. But at the back, like the Zinchenko, Gabriel, Saliba, Bernard, that was very solid last season. So the moment you try different things here and there, I still believe if Zinchenko is able to start the game or fit enough to start the game, I don't think you're going to see Partey at right back. But either way, I would have kept Partey on the bench, keep him fresh for my United game next week, and have the likes of Trossard and Nketiah attacking. That was my lineup, but it didn't go for that. I don't think that really affected us that much. I still think Partey was basically one of the best players in the game. Once again, he was absolutely incredible. But going forward, I think Saka needs some help with Ben White at right back. So Kivio, I don't know. I'd still prefer Gabriel. I know why Kivio is playing there because he's basically going to the left back position as well and coming back as a centre back. But I feel like Gabriel needs to come back to this team against Man United. I don't think we can experiment anymore. Now, we were close to getting 3 wins out of 3 with experimenting in the lineup, but today it kind of cost us. Yes, we considered another set piece later on, and that set piece thing again as well. We were doing so well in terms of set pieces the last 2 seasons, and all of a sudden, the last 4 months since the Man United game and a couple of other fixtures last season, we've been conceding a lot of set pieces. Southampton as well at home, and today as well. Like basically, if you don't give away that, I think it was Zinchenko made the mistake. I think I need to watch that again, but we gave them the corner and they scored from it. I knew it. Like when we gave them that corner, I was like, oh no, like we're going to concede again, like in the 88th minute, like we're going to throw it away again. And they actually scored from that. And it was very easy. It wasn't even a header. Literally, it dropped to his foot and he shot the ball. So absolutely terrible. Like, so there's definitely a lot of negatives from today. There is a bit of few positives that you're going to talk about later on. But basically, this lineup, yes, Partey at right back, no one wants to see that. But when he's playing, he's not really a right back. He's in midfield. So some of you have a problem with Havertz. Most of you got what you wanted, Trossard starting. So I didn't have a problem with Trossard starting as well. But though, did Trossard did he do well in the first 45 minutes? I don't think so, man. And I don't want to blame like Martinelli or Saka for giving away the ball or Havertz or Trossard. I don't want to put individual blame. But Saka obviously giving away the first goal, you could tell like everyone got desperate. Like Trossard was trying things, Martinelli was desperate to get a shot off, Saka was trying crosses, he was trying to make everything perfect to obviously cancel out his mistakes. So whenever you concede that early goal, everyone becomes desperate and it becomes a problem. We also have to learn to become a bit calm. We did well last season in terms of conceding fast and still coming back, but that puts too much pressure on us. Like, just start the game. Let's start the game like we used to against the likes of Leicester and all those guys. Score the first goal, score the second goal, and become calm. So that's giving away the goal. I think that is also a contributor to why Trossard didn't really do well in that first half of the game. So he was subbed off. Havertz stayed on. Again, I've seen the comments. I know what, even before I read the comments, I know some of you are already saying Havertz this, Havertz that. Again, I don't think he was completely terrible like some of you are making it look like. Maybe the first one, I think the defender got the block in. Personally, I didn't have him in my lineup for today, but he started. I wanted either Trossard or Havertz, but I wanted Nketiah to start today because I feel like it isn't fair for him to be dropped because he's done well in the first two games. But he was. So we gave away the goal in the first minute, basically 57 seconds. We've broken a record. You're literally the first team to give away 3 goals in the first minute of a game. This like in a single year. Like we've done it in the last like 5 months. We've considered in the first minute, and that puts us in a lot of pressure. But after that, we were dominating that game. Oh my goodness. Like I was tweeting like a goal is definitely coming. Like how we were dominating that game. Like Odegaard was looking good. Saka was getting into the game. Havertz was getting a few chances. He was making a few runs. Martinelli was getting some shots off. It was looking like we were definitely going to get a goal. So some of you obviously saying the system is not working and all. I mean, I don't think it's a point like it's absolutely a calamity. Like it's definitely not working. It's a calamity. No, like all of those 3 games before he got the red card against Crystal Palace as well, like we were dominating all of those games. Like Nottingham, we could have had 4 or 5 goals in the first half. Today, with all of those chances, we could have had like 3 or 4 goals in the first half. So it's not like the system is completely like ruining us and you're not creating any chances and we're defending terribly. Maybe defensively, we are giving away a couple of more chances. But then again, it's mistakes, the same mistakes that we were making last season, even when we had a back 4 and a middle 3. Everyone was making mistakes last season, and that's the same thing that is happening this season. But I was very confident we'd come back. Saliba showed his defending once again. Last season, he came back against Fulham, he came back against Bournemouth, he came back against Southampton. Even Man United scored fast at our place, we came back. And this season as well, in the Community Shield, Man City scored fast against us, we came back and still won that game. So we can say the system is not working, but we were so close to winning today, and it was close to being 4 wins in a row, even with that system, without any loss, without any draw. And I really don't think like today the system cost us. It was the defensive mistakes again. Unless you disagree, what do you think cost us today? Was it the system? Because it still created a bunch of chances, and we still got 2 goals, and we were still ahead going into the final 10 minutes. But we made a mistake once again. We gave away a corner and we conceded from a set piece. So that is basically why we threw away the game. But in the first half, Saka had a chance. Rice was playing good in the first half. Gabriel Martinelli could see was becoming a bit desperate, trying to shoot a few bad decisions. In terms of decision making, I feel like Havertz made a couple of bad decisions. Martinelli as well made a couple of bad decisions too. Saka a couple of times as well. And that was just the pressure from conceding the first goal. We seriously need to cut that out. We need to play our game. The moment you concede the first goal in the first minute of the game, we become desperate, and everyone becomes desperate, and you don't play our game. We need to start playing our game. Be calm from the first minute. Defend well if it means defending well in the first 5 minutes. Emirates as well. The record at the Emirates is not looking good. We conceded a lot of goals at the Emirates Stadium this year. We never seems like we're going to keep a clean sheet. And Fulham themselves, they've been poor. Last week they played against Brentford and they conceded 3 goals. And it could have been like 6 or 7-0. So that is why my prediction for this game was 4-0. It did not work out that way. So you can never underestimate any Premier League team. Although I don't even feel Fulham played that well, man. We gave them 2 chances and they scored the 2 goals. The rest of the game, there's a time we had like 85% possession. We were creating chances, but it didn't work out. Odegaard scored a goal in the first half, but it was disallowed. And halftime, 1-0 to Fulham. You could tell everyone was getting desperate. The players were getting desperate. It was going to be a long second half. We needed to come and score the equalizer within the first 15 minutes. But then again, we did not do that today once again. Ketcher came on for Trossard at halftime. I think that was an okay sub. Trossard was I don't want to say he was bad. I think everyone became desperate in that forward line, and obviously Trossard gave away the ball a couple of times, and it was not working. I wanted Nketiah to start up front and Trossard to start as the number 8 because he can create from midfield. He can run to the left side and put in those great crosses as well. He can shoot from outside the box. He can cut in and whip shots or with his right foot. So I definitely wanted Trossard in the middle. Most of you usually cry for Trossard to start up front. I'm also not a big fan of that, to be honest. I rather just you either play Trossard in the number 8 position or you rest Martinelli and play Trossard on the left side. Sometimes it can work, Trossard up front. Sometimes it can work with Havertz up front. I think with Nketiah, it would work more than it would with Trossard up front and Havertz up front. And we saw that today. Like it was, we felt like there was no one there in that first half. And Nketiah came in the second half and he was a threat for those last 20, 30 minutes. So I'm also not the biggest fan of Trossard starting up front. I prefer him on the left side or or in the middle, because putting him up front is like, yes, you're wishing like chances fall on him. I do believe if Trossard gets 10 chances and Nketiah gets 10 chances, they probably will score more like one-on-one. But if you don't create chances for Trossard from that position, then we're not getting the best out of him, because you need him in midfield on the left side where he can dribble and put in those crosses. And when you have him as the focal point, he's not really going to be putting in those crosses or creating the chances. So next time, whenever we play next week against Man United, and even after that, it becomes busier. We'll have the Champions League, we'll have the Carabao Cup. So no problem with trying Trossard up front or have us up front in the Carabao Cup or some other games. But in the Premier League, Jesus first and Nketiah second. That's just how I want it. Jesus starts first, and Nketiah, if Jesus is not there, just start Nketiah up front. Some of you still don't like Nketiah, but when he plays, he scores. That is the truth. Even this season, he's delivered in all of those 3 games. So if Jesus cannot start, you just start Nketiah. Let's not complicate things. Some of you say the same about the backline, but I'm not really worried about the backline because Partey is basically playing in midfield. The only issue I have is I want White at right back because he has a very good combination with Saka. So I'm coming back in the second half, 55 minutes, still no goals. Zinchenko and Vieira came on, and Partey and Havertz went off. And I think Fabio Vieira, I think it's fair to say, apart from the Brentford game last season, I think this is the best for Fabio Vieira performance. Again, sometimes you're right, sometimes I could be right, sometimes someone else could be right. You're not always right as fans. I still feel like Havertz is not a terrible player. Some of you are making it look like, but maybe it didn't work today. Yes, that is the truth. But again, some of you are also saying, sell Vieira, sell this. As I said before the season started, Fabio Vieira will have his games. I think everyone will have their games. I think there's games where Saka will win us the game. I still think there's games where Havertz will win us the game. I still feel like there's games Nketiah is going to win us. Martinelli is going to become the last season Martinelli and win us the game. I think everyone is going to contribute. That is why at the moment I don't really have a big problem with Gabriel starting on the bench or Trossard starting on the bench or Havertz being on the bench next time. It's a long season. Everyone is going to get a chance to start. Everyone is going to get a chance to perform. You don't have to start Trossard every day. You don't have to start Jesus every day. You don't have to start Havertz every day. You don't have to start Martinelli every day. And that applies to most of the players. Maybe even Odegaard. I mean, Odegaard gives us a lot, but in maybe a game or two, you can rest him, give him a break from the team and bring him back the next game. Even Saka, I think, has now started 83 games in a row or something for Arsenal. He's played 3 games in a row. Even him resting sometimes. So I don't really have a major issue because I know Evan is going to play a role. And that is where I was like, yeah, Nketiah has to stay, Fabio has to stay. All of them are going to bring us points sometimes. And today, they almost won us the game, Fabio Vieira and Nketiah. I think they did their job. Odegaard had a shot in the 57th minute that was saved. I do like that about Odegaard. From the second half of last season and this season, Odegaard is not afraid to shoot, and I like that about him these days. Whenever he gets a chance to shoot the ball, he shoots the ball. So today he shot the ball like 2 or 3 times from outside the box, and they're usually accurate. So that is one thing about Odegaard's game that has really improved. Most of the time he was screaming, Odegaard shoot the ball, this one shoot the ball, Xhaka shoot the ball. Odegaard shoots the ball these days, so I don't have a problem with that. And then Fabio Vieira made his impact in the 68th minute. He ran. He was fouled. Definite penalty. These days, you never even know who's going to take the penalty for Arsenal. Who knows? If you get a penalty next time, it could be Jorginho, it could be Trossard. But Saka, yes, has missed a couple of penalties against West Ham and in the friendly match against Barcelona. But I still believe in him in terms of penalties. I've seen him scoring big penalties against Man City, before against Liverpool, before against Chelsea, but he scored big penalties. And today stepped up and he converted the penalty. Well done to him to make it 1-1. And from that point on, you would expect Arsenal to come back and win the game. And we did. Fabio Vieira once again, very good. It was basically the two combining, Fabio Vieira and Nketiah. I know some of you are probably saying, oh, why is Fabio Vieira coming on? Why is Nketiah coming on? They changed the game. Fabio Vieira with a cross to Nketiah, and Nketiah with a good finish to make it 2-1. And from that point on, I was thinking, you know what? There's still like 15 minutes. There was still like 20 minutes to go. Like if we add the 9 minutes that were added from the 72nd minute, that is around 27 minutes still to go. So he played another 27 minutes from Nketiah scoring. So from that point on, I was like, yeah, we are going to get a third goal. But the moment you get to 80 minutes, I feel like that is where maybe some of our players are still young in terms of that. I feel like we did it great last season, but not all of the time. Sometimes if the game is 2-1, I know some of you don't want to hear that. Some of you just want to get a third and fourth goal. But sometimes it has to be game management. You'd rather just not go and get a third goal, just defend it out. You don't care about what anyone is going to say. Why is Arsenal defending the last 10 minutes at home? No, sometimes you have to do that. Against Nottingham, we did that. Against Crystal Palace, you're down to 10 men. We defended the game and you won the game 1-0. You rather get the points instead of giving them the draw, getting them a chance. So you have to manage the game. I need to rewatch the second goal that Fulham scored, but I think it was Zinchenko who gave away the ball, and it led to a corner. And you give a team like that a corner when they're down to 10 men, you're giving them an opportunity to come back into the game, and they did, to make it 2-2. And that was a killer. We still had a couple of chances to score after that, but when the moment it gets to 2-2, it becomes a problem. So I was screaming for Gabriel to come on in the 80th minute. But I think it took a bit of time. He's like, yeah, you know what? You can just control the game. We have Zinchenko, you have Jorginho on the pitch. And I would have gone for Gabriel instead of Jorginho. I know why Jorginho came on. He can control the game and everything. And I don't really feel like he made any mistakes at all. I'm not sure about the second goal. I don't know if it was Zinchenko. Let me know in the chat. Was it Zinchenko gave away the ball? The first one, I definitely know we gave away the ball. But we should not be giving away corners. We did that against Southampton, and they scored the third goal last season. So we put ourselves to a lot of pressure every single week. You make those mistakes. And this was basically the last time to experiment and the last time to make mistakes. Our next 5 games, we will have Tottenham, who are playing very well. We are going to have Man United this weekend. They're not playing that well, but obviously if you give them a couple of opportunities, they're going to score. They usually score 1 or 2 goals against us every time at the Emirates. At their place, they score like 3 goals. And we'll also have Man City in the next 5 games. So we cannot afford to concede a lot of goals. Somehow, I've always loved the Emirates Stadium. I usually feel like we're going to win every game at the Emirates. But recently, we do so much better away from home. Last season, Chelsea away, clean sheet. Tottenham away, clean sheet. Newcastle away, clean sheet. Brentford away, clean sheet. Bournemouth away, clean sheet. This season already, Crystal Palace away, win, clean sheet. So we do better away from home than at home. At home, it might be because you're just trying to attack from the first minute, and we give away opportunities and give away the ball, and we give other teams chances to score early on. But at home, we've been conceding a lot. Fulham today twice, Brighton at the end of last season 3 goals, Southampton 3 goals, Man United twice as well. Like, all of those teams are scoring a bunch of goals against us. And I don't really feel it's because our midfield is bad or our defense is bad. It's basically individual mistakes, because we've been conceding these goals with Saliba on the pitch. We've been conceding these goals at the end of last season with Gabriel on the pitch. So I don't know what is the problem with the Emirates Stadium. We are conceding a lot of goals. Maybe just go back to the back 4. I don't know. I don't think that is a problem, because we were playing a back 4 last season and we're still conceding the goals. But you could say it's because Saliba wasn't there. I just want us to, against Man United, please just play Zinchenko, Gabriel, Saliba, and Bernat as the back 4. Play Partey, Rice, and Odegaard in midfield. That is all I want to see. Up front, obviously Saka and Martinelli, and then up front, whoever you want to start, whether you want to start Jesus, I'm fine with it. Whether you want to start Nketiah, I'm fine with it. But the 2 of them. I don't want Trossard or Havertz to start up front against Man United. It's either Jesus or Nketiah. Nketiah last season, he did very well against Man United. He scored 2 goals. He got himself into good positions, and he put the likes of Lisandro Martinez and Varane under pressure. Now, it doesn't mean that we drew today. We have to, again, not win against Man United next week. No, I'm still confident in that game. We can still score goals. We just need to cut off the mistakes. But again, if you give Man United those mistakes, they're also going to score 2 or 3 goals against us next week. Themselves, I've not watched the game. I will not watch the game against Nottingham Forest yet, but there were 2 goals down in the first 4 minutes, and they had to come back from behind as well. They didn't play well against Tottenham, and they didn't play well against Wolves. So I'm not going to 100% say you're going to win the game, but I'm still confident because you're at home. Let's wait and see what happens. But that late goal from that corner kick definitely hurt us a lot. But I was really happy with the impact that Fabio Vieira and Nketiah made, and Zinchenko as well. I still need to know if he gave away the second goal, but I think Zinchenko did well in terms of going forward, like opening those opportunities and opening those gaps. I need them to start next week. Zinchenko, I need him to start. I need Partey to start in midfield. Let's just go back to what was working last season, and let's play it. Because, yes, I don't have a problem with 1 player changing, 2 players at most changing. But the truth is, yes, we've changed like 4 or 5 things. White is no longer at right back. Partey is no longer in midfield, although he is most of the game. Zinchenko is not on the pitch because he was injured most of the times the last 4 months. So we're also missing that Zinchenko on the left side. Gabriel is not on the pitch. So we are basically missing a lot of what was working last season. No Ben White at right back, no Partey in midfield, no Zinchenko in the lineup, no Jacques in the lineup, no Gabriel in the lineup. So we are missing a lot of what was working last season. Now we have our players back from injury. Even if it's just next week, let's go back to that. If Arteta starts with that same lineup that we did today and last game next week, then it might look like, yes, we are definitely going to be playing that system. But I still like to believe that we are only playing Partey at right back or starting him at right back because Zinchenko's not been in the lineup, and maybe because Havertz is starting every game because Zinchenko's not been in the lineup, and you need that creativity from midfield. I don't know why. But let's see next week which lineup. I cannot wait to see the lineup already next week. But I just want Zinchenko, Gabriel, Saliba, and Ben White. That has been working. I don't think anyone usually complains about Ben White. I don't think people complain about Gabriel. I don't think people complain about Saliba. So let's just go back to that. Some people complain about Zinchenko starting, but at the moment he's our starting left back. Just starting there, it gives us a lot in terms of going for. Let's go back to what was working last season, and let's get the points. Drawing at Fulham is terrible, obviously. At home, especially, you want to win that game. We usually beat Fulham. Last year, we beat them easily. Not easily at all, but we beat them home and away. And usually, we beat them easily home and away. So, definitely a killer dropping points right against them. But we've done it early, so you still have a chance to bounce back. Go and beat Man United, and you forget about this one. Other teams are dropping points around us. I'm watching Brighton; they're losing. Man United have dropped points last week against Tottenham. Tottenham have already drawn it Brentford. The issue, obviously, is Man City, because when they start opening that gap, you're not going to catch up with them. But let's see how that one works out. Let me see what you guys are saying before I do the player ratings. Adebayo says Arteta is gambling with our team. Jeremiah says they feel too relaxed when playing at home. That could be a reason, because I don't understand. These days, we are way better away from home. At home, yes, we still win games, but the goals conceded, we never concede goals away from home. Like, we keep clean sheets everywhere we go, whether it's Chelsea, whether it's Newcastle, whether it's Brentford, we keep clean sheets. But at home, any team, like even if you play in the Carabao Cup against Wimbledon or Wycombe or Cheltenham or all those teams, Ipswich, Leeds, like all of them are still going to score 2 or 3 goals against us. So I don't know what is the issue at home. And we're always conceding goals like in the first minute, not even in the first 5 or 10 minutes. In the first minute, we are 1-0 down. GA says Partey should always remain in Arsenal defensive midfield. I mean, like during the game, he's still our defensive midfielder. He never really plays at right back. But now, since Partey comes into midfield, we're basically playing without a right back. And I feel like Saka needs that support from Ben White behind him. So let's see. Experiment is too much in the team, says Alex. Mubarak says Arteta is wrong. The players are struggling with the tactics he's using. You can't separate your best defensive players, Saliba and Gabriel, Partey and Rice. They're struggling to play in the wrong and different tactics, says Mubarak. Fair enough. Mubarak also adds, do not fix. Arsenal is a classic example of do not fix what is broken. You have a good winning team, good strategy, good players, good mentality. Just needed a few bolstering in certain position and have a better squad depth. Instead of doing that, you went and created a whole new problem for the team. Fair enough. Saka is very tired, says one. I mean, he's played a lot of games, but I don't necessarily feel like he's too tired. But yes, I do feel like he needs to at least to be rested in one of the games. Now, that is definitely not going to happen next week. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, because Man City is close. We're going to play Man United very soon. You're going to play Tottenham very soon. So I don't think it's going to get a rest. And I feel like we have the squad. Even if Saka is on the bench, I feel like if you just even play Trossard, even if you start Fabio Vieira on that side, I feel like we can still win that game. But the thing is, the problem I usually have is if you don't have both Saka and Odegaard on the pitch. If both Saka and Odegaard are not there, it becomes a bit of a problem. But if one of them is not there, we can still manage to create the chances and win. There's too much trial and error. Says Mendea, such performances can't win us the league. Sanders says, don't defend the coach for his mistakes on not fielding good players when they're okay. Saka gets tired, but you don't give other players like Nelson. Ate is behaving like a new coach. Doesn't know his best 11. He always gambles, trying players as if he wasn't with them during pre-season, says Sander. One says Gabriel out because of mentality. I actually don't think so. I feel like it's just tactical. I feel like he wanted more midfielders and more attacking players on the pitch, and Gabriel is the one to be dropped. I mean, if we had to drop one of the defenders between White, Saliba, and Gabriel, if we had to, not right now, I feel like all of them have to start. But if we had to, like a gun was put to my head and I was like, no, Gabriel, Saliba, Ben White, one of them has to be on the bench. I'd still have Gabriel on the bench because Ben White has to play and Saliba has to play. Like Ben White today, that first half, the passes from Ben White are incredible. The long passes, he made like 4 or 5 incredible long passes to Martinelli and Saka. He's absolutely class. But Gabriel does not deserve to be on the bench. He obviously does deserve to play. And I agree with the comment that said Gabriel and Saliba are very good together. And I'm looking at the table right now. Somehow we are still third on the table. West Ham are top of the Premier League table, which is crazy. But yes, we are still on 7 points, and that is what West Ham and Tottenham are on. But yes, I'm still concerned about conceding goals and conceding goals. Yeah, that is my problem at the moment. Pinky says the manager should not start Kai Partey next weekend to play defensive midfield. Anu says Glenn, why is Gabriel not playing alongside Saliba again? I think that is creating another problem by himself. The problem with Ateta is he hates players. I don't know why Havertz should or Havertz was in the game, says Ndaba. Now, let me repeat again. I don't have a problem with players starting on the bench, whether it's Trossard, whether it's Gabriel, whether it's Havertz, whether it's Ketia, because everyone is going to get a chance. I don't want us to settle on one particular team like, okay, Martinelli is starting every day, Gabriel is starting every day, Jesus is starting every day. No, I have no problem with Trossard coming in for Martinelli here and there, and Ketia coming in for Jesus, Havertz starting instead of whoever is playing in the number 8 or Fabi Villa starting a game or 2. I don't have a problem with that. But yes, in terms of Gabriel being on the bench for 3 games in a row, yes, I think he should have started at least 1 or 2 of them. And if he was on the bench for one of those, I'd be like, okay, that is fine. But all 3 of them. But then again, if I was to ask you guys, I would have brought in Gabriel later on. But do you think we didn't win that game because Gabriel was not on the pitch? I don't think so. Even if Gabriel was on the pitch, Saka would still have given away that goal in the first minute. So I think it's a collective. Maybe you could argue, maybe Saliba's game becomes better if Gabriel is on the pitch. Maybe Partey's game becomes better when Gabriel is on the pitch. So that I would understand. But I'm saying in terms of what cost us, again, it was individual mistakes and missing chances as well. I think Saka missed a header. Havertz missed that chance in front of the goal. It was clear. He didn't really miss it. It was clear that Saka as well, it didn't really fall to him. Martinelli had a couple of chances to shoot the ball and missed as well. So we need to take our chances when they come. Ateta is going crazy by playing Partey in defense. Again, Partey is not really playing in defense. Yes, he's starting as right back, but 90% of the game is in midfield. So we are basically playing with just 3 defenders on the pitch, and maybe that allows the opposition team to get more chances. That I can agree. But Partey is not really playing as a right back. He's most of the time he's playing in midfield with Declan Rice. But that means there's no one behind Saka, and I feel like Saka needs Ben White behind him. So I would go back to that. Perez says Kai was good. Stop criticizing him. Obviously, Kai Fraser is not talking to me. He's talking to some of you in the comments. I don't think he was good, but I don't think he was bad as well, because some of you are making it look like we drew that game because of Havertz. That one I don't agree with. Did they give in the first 2 games? I think Havertz was okay. Some of you made it look like he was the worst player on the pitch. He was not. Even today, I don't feel like he was the worst player on the pitch. I still love the runs in behind. I still like how he gives the defenders trouble. But obviously, you need more. Okay is not enough. I do agree that just being okay is not enough. He needs to be better than that. But I'm saying in terms of blaming, people are making it look like we lost that or we drew that game because Havertz was on the pitch. That is not really the case. We made 2 mistakes at the back. If we didn't, that game would have been 2 or 3 goals, and that would have been it. Honestly speaking, Ati is not a good coach over here. He didn't have a good squad. That one, let's agree to disagree. That is BS. Let's see. Oh, by the way, we are not 20th on the table. We are on 7 points. That is what the top of the table. We're on 7 points. So basically, you are tied with the top of the table. You win next week, we are first on the table. So I don't get how he's a bad coach. You can talk about experimenting bad or here, Partey right back, no problem. But I can already see people saying out now. That is BS. Genesis has a very long and a powerful comment. Kai Havertz is nothing to Arsenal. Fabio Vieira and Smith Rowe are far better than Havertz. Ronaldo of yesterday can never be today. Kai Havertz is getting old in the pitch, not growing. Ata should return Partey to play midfield with Declan Rice. If we can't win Fulham in our Emirates, which club can we? I'm very disappointed in Arsenal game today. We are not looking. Looking for position, we are looking for goals. Again, we drew the game, but I don't think Arsenal played badly today. Did Arsenal play badly today? We did not play badly today. We created numerous chances. You can say we were bad in terms of giving away the goals and in terms of missing chances, but in terms of performance, we were not bad. Martinelli got so many chances. Saka got a couple of chances. Kete came on, got chances. Fabio Vieira had chances. Odegaard shot the ball. Like, I think we attempted like 15 to 20 shots. So we did not play badly. I know emotions are high when you drop points against a team like Fulham, but doesn't necessarily mean we played badly. We gave away 2 goals. There's things to work on, definitely. There's players that some of you don't want to start. There's some that you want to start. That is fine. I have no problem with people having their own opinion. But in terms of playing badly, I don't think players playing badly. Speaking of that, let me go to the player ratings and let me see what I'd give these guys. So Arsenal 2, Fulham 2 player ratings. Aaron Ramsdale, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. He basically, in the last 10 minutes, he saved us. Traore was in, he could have scored. It could have been worse. It could have been 3-2 Fulham. I think Ramsdale made once again 3 or 4 very good saves today. I think the first goal, no, it was not his mistake. He was coming up front. He was trying to look for the passes goalkeepers play these days. He comes up front. Saka gave away the ball and it caught him out of sorts, and he scored the goal. I don't even think that is what Pereira was trying to do. I think he was trying to carve the ball and it went to the right side of Ramsdale. And I don't think he was bad today. I still think it's a 7 out of 10 performance. This is what I mean. I don't feel like we played badly. We gave away mistakes, and you're going to see it in terms of the player ratings. I'm going to give Saliba 7 out of 10. There's a last ditch tackle he made once again today. His recovery pace is very good. Like, in terms of recovery pace, Saliba is very good. And there's a time in the first half he gave away the ball to them, and I think it was Wilson or something who shot the ball from outside the box. That was really the only mistake that Saliba did. But apart from that, I think he was okay. Maybe we can talk about the corner. I don't know who was marking the guy from the corner, but in terms of overall play, I think the passes were okay. I think the positioning was okay. He only gave away the ball once. Both of the goals that you considered didn't really come from him, so I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. That is the same as Ben White. I think Ben White in the first half, in terms of passing and his long passes, absolutely incredible. Like, he opens up the game very easily, and he's usually the first pick in my team. I feel like you cannot drop Ben White from that team. Never. Ben White and Saliba have to start every single game. Unless you're playing in the Carabao Cup and you need to rotate, yes. But Ben White is incredible. Like, every time I watch him, he's fantastic. And then again today, the goals that you considered, none of them really came from Ben White. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Kivior, a couple of times positioning. Now, I don't know if that is basically just or pretty much just him. It could also be the tactics. That is why I can also agree with you in terms of Arteta. Maybe it can be the tactics that are also confusing Kivior. That one I can agree with. But yeah, the right wing was getting a bit of space here and there. So I'm going to give Kivior 6 out of 10. But I don't think he's a calamity. I still think he's a good player, and I don't have a problem with Kivior starting, even if he starts next week. But I still want to see Zinchenko and Gabriel on the pitch in that Man United game. So Kivior gets a 6. Thomas Partey. I think he was very good, to be honest. Even if he started at right back, he didn't really play at right back. He came into midfield a lot of the times. He was making very good tackles. He was winning the ball every 50-50 challenge. He was winning it. His passes are brilliant as well. So Partey, despite us not wanting him to start as a right back on the books, he's not really playing as a right back on the pitch. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Again, the player ratings are never usually like 100% accurate. Sometimes I'll rewatch the game and I'll be like, oh, I missed this from Partey, or I missed this shot, I missed this very good pass or good ability to do this and that. But I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10 for today. I'm going to give Declan Rice a 7 out of 10. First half, I think he was we gave away a goal, but apart from that, we were dominating the rest of the game. Rice positioning was great. His passing, I never feel like Partey and Rice are going to lose the ball. Like, even when the ball comes in the end, there's Fulham players surrounding them. I usually trust Partey and Rice to get that ball, and today they did. So I'm going to give Rice a 7 out of 10. Last game against Crystal Palace, he was the man of the match. Today, I think he was good. I feel like by the time if you look at this season at the end next year, we'll be like, yeah, Rice overall is put up 8 out of 10 performances every single game, 9 out of 10 performances. So Rice and Partey, absolutely no problem with them. I think they did pretty well today. I actually feel like Odegaard as well did very well today. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I'm happy with him shooting the ball these days. Every single time he gets a chance to shoot the ball, from the end of last season and this season, is happy to shoot the ball. And there's Odegaard, even when he's surrounded by two players, there's a piece of skill he had like in that first half. Like the ball came in there, like he dropped his foot, and there was like 2-3 players coming to him. Just flicked the ball around them, and he opens up the space. There's also there's one of the Martinelli shots in the first half. Odegaard's pass from the right wing, like driven pass to Martinelli's foot. Like if Martinelli should have done better from that as well. Like Odegaard's touches in midfield, all of them very incredible. So I'm still happy with Odegaard as well. That is what I'm saying. We drew the game. People are frustrated, but I don't think we played poorly because clearly I'm giving Rice 7, I'm giving Partey 8, I'm giving Ramsdale 7. I don't think any of them played badly. We created so many chances, and I don't think Odegaard missed a chance. He even scored a goal that was disallowed. 7 out of 10 for him. Who am I missing? Partey, Rice, Odegaard, Havertz. Havertz is the next one in midfield. This is always going to be so hard, right? It's going to be so hard to be rating Havertz and Ketia throughout the season because I just know people don't like them. But from what I watched, should he have done better? Yes. But do I think he was the worst player on the pitch? I don't think so. Because I know some of you start saying 2 out of 10. It is not a 2 out of 10 performance. Even if you don't like the guy, it is not a 2 out of or 3 out of 10 performance. No. Still gotten the ball well. He still contributed a few passes here and there well. Havertz does have a certain behavior like Jesus, though. When they lose the ball, they foul and they can pick up your yellow card anytime. I need Havertz and Jesus to cut that out of their game. I saw Jesus doing that a lot last season. Like, when he gets a bit frustrated, he fouls the player and gets a yellow card. I don't necessarily need Havertz and Jesus to pick up so many yellow cards and red cards in a season. I need to see that. But the first opportunity, not really miss it. You also need to watch the game and judge it by yourself. Don't listen to opposition teams and the media. The first chance was not really, it was a good chance, yes, but the defender was like tussling with him. It wasn't like a clear chance where he missed it. He made good runs into the box as well. But yes, you definitely need to see more. He was in my starting lineup for today. No, I had Trossard and Ketia starting. We need to see more. Would I start him next week? I probably wouldn't. I would start I wouldn't even start Trossard next week. I'd start Nketiah and I'd start Rice, Odegaard, and Partey in my midfield. So Nketiah or Jesus, whoever is ready to go, start them up front and start Saka. I might nearly go back to basics. For today, this is my rating. You can give him whatever you want. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Next up is Saka. He has the he has the things down there to take the penalty. But you made the mistake in the first minute. We need to cut that out of our game. Like the moment you make that mistake in the first minute, you're putting yourself in big trouble. And you can tell right after that goal, Saka was getting desperate. Martinelli was getting desperate. They were making some poor decisions. When they're supposed to shoot, they were crossing, and they're supposed to cross, they were going again with the ball again instead of crossing. So I am going to give Saka. He scored the penalty. Is so tough because the goal that we considered early on was the main factor that we didn't necessarily win the game or control the game as much as we wanted. We controlled the game, but in terms of taking the lead and scoring 2 or 3 goals. So we have to take that into consideration. It was a bad pass. I don't even know who he was passing the ball to. So Saka, we have to be fair. Remember last season when Ramsdale made the mistake, when Odegaard made the mistake, when Saliba made a mistake, I always gave them like 6 out of 10. So he scored the penalty. Just because he scored the penalty, I'm going to give him an extra mark. But if he didn't score the penalty, I would have been giving him 5 or 6. I'm going to give him a 7 just because he scored that penalty. But that mistake, a bad mistake. So I would understand if you gave him a 6, because that was a bad mistake that put us under a lot of pressure. Martinelli, I mean, he always looks like he's going to score. Like every time he gets the ball, he looks like he's the one who's going to score the goal for us. I think he did well in terms of positioning, getting into the box. But again, a bit desperate. A couple of poor crosses, a couple of times I felt there's a time you're supposed to pass the ball to Havertz. He decided to shoot. When did he come off today? I don't think so. But we have to be fair. I don't think Martinelli was on the same level as Saka today because Saka scored the penalty and all. This is so hard. Today's player ratings is so hard, man. I don't know because Saka made the mistake. So should Saka and Martinelli have the same? Should Saka have less than Martinelli? This is so tough, man. Martinelli. Listen, if I make any mistake, I'll rewatch the game again and I'll come back tomorrow and we'll talk about it. But I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. I'm going to rewatch the game for sure. But I think Saka scoring the penalty, I'm giving him an extra mark. I don't think Martinelli was bad. If it's like a 6 going to 6.5, it's very hard. Like doing these reactions like 1 hour after the game, it's pretty hard, like getting everything correct. But I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Who played up front? Trossard. Now I've given Havertz a 6, so I am also going to give Trossard a 6, although I would understand if you gave both of them a 5 out of 10. I don't think Trossard was great in the first half at all, so I'm going to give him a 6, but it's a bit lucky to get the 6. I think he was kind of not good enough in the forward position. I don't think it's also his problem. I also feel like also going down to 1-0, everyone became desperate. And number two, some of you have been crying for Trossard up front, so I don't want to see him there, man. Just play Jesus on Nketiah. Play Trossard on the left side as the number 8. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. I think from the bench players, it's going to be a bit easier. Eddie Nketiah, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I think he was very good when he came on, very good. He scored the goal, good finish, and I think he was always lively that second 45 minutes. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Fabio Vieira, if that shot went in the 98th minute, I was about to scream. Like, that would have been the best performance from Fabio Vieira in an Arsenal shot. I think it still is. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. He won us the penalty and the cross for the second goal. Brilliant. I love the way he kept on playing after that guy was down injured, because they would do the same if you were down to 10 men. And another thing I forgot about Nketiah is also the one who made the Fulham player get the red card. Very good run. He was almost through. You should have been like 1-on-1 against the goalkeeper. So Fabio Vieira 8, Nketiah 7. Who else came on? Zinchenko. I need to watch. I don't know if it's the one who gave away the goal. But Zinchenko, I'm just going to give him a 6 out of 10. I think attacking wise, he added something. Jesus wasn't on for too long, so just 5 out of 10. Am I missing any other sub? Zinchenko, Vieira, Nketiah, Jesus. There's someone else who can. Jorginho, I'm just going to give him a 6. I don't think it was his mistake or anything. So 6 out of 10. We should have won that game. Like, if he didn't give away the corner, we'd have been celebrating right now. It's up to individual mistakes. So Mikel Arteta, what did I give Arteta for today? Again, this is going to be very hard throughout the season, because Partey starting at right back, yes, I don't like it as well. In the game, he's not really playing as a right back, so it's not really costing us. He's playing in midfield, but I still want to see Ben White at right back. Gabriel, 3 games on the bench. Yes, I want Gabriel to start, but I don't necessarily feel like if Gabriel was there, I would not have considered 2 goals. It was mistakes that cost us. I also don't have a problem with Kivio starting, or Saliba starting, or White starting. In terms of forward line, I wanted... some of you wanted Trossard up front. I did not. If starting Trossard, start him in the number 8 position. Personally, I would not have started Havertz today. Let me make this clear. I would not have started Havertz today, not because I thought he was crap the last 2 games. No. I want to see that rotation here and there. I wanted Nketiah because he's been okay the last 2 games, so just start him. So I guess you can say that is a mistake. Going 1-0 down, I don't necessarily think it was a mistake. We gave away the ball and we put ourselves under pressure. We came back from 1 goal down and made it 2-1, so I would have been giving you like a 7 out of 10. But obviously not beating Fulham and all. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10 for today. 6 or 5. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10 because we still came back from behind and made it 2-1, and we made another mistake and it cost us the game. So I still love the energy and the ability to come back every time. Even when you consider goal, I still feel like we can win the game every single day, whichever opposition we have. But obviously a couple of mistakes with the positioning and a couple of mistakes with the lineup. And Trossard, I don't know if it was a mistake, because some of you wanted Trossard to start up front. Personally, I didn't. I would have started Nketiah today. He came on sub-wise today. I think Arteta made the correct subs. Brought Nketiah on at halftime for Trossard. I wanted that. Second, in the 55th minute, he brought in Zinchenko. I wanted that as well. I wanted Zinchenko to come on. The one that was a bit surprising was Fabio Vieira coming on that early on, because from last season, I didn't feel like he trusted the likes of Nelson and Vieira that much. But he came on and he changed the game. Nketiah came on and changed the game. So that is why I'm giving him a 6 out of 10. But yes, I feel like next week you need to go back to basics. If you have to start Havertz, if you have to start Trossard, number 8 position, but just keep the back 4 the same. I just want Ben White, Zinchenko, Gabriel, and Saliba to start. Just start the 4 of them. If you have to start Havertz or Trossard, just find a way, but without messing up with the back 4. I want the back 4 to remain the same from last season. Let's see. Mariam says I have my reservations on Arteta. Arteta's one to blame for keeping Partey at right back, says Nigel. Remember again, Partey's not really playing as right back; it's playing in midfield. We are basically playing with 3 defenders. Partey will go to AFCON. That's also a good point. Yes, Partey will be going to the AFCON. El Neni will go, but yes, he doesn't really play for us. Do we have any other players who are going out for AFCON? No, we no longer have the likes of Aubameyang. Is it only Partey? Yeah, I wish it could have been Partey and Kudus, but Kudus went to West Ham, and West Ham are playing really well, and now they have Kudus, so they're going to be good. Let's see. Cole is saying if Balogun is sold, you will regret again. Let's not jump the gun. Arsenal did not draw the game today because Balogun was not on the pitch. No, whether Balogun is there or not, you're supposed to beat Fulham. You not beat Fulham because Balogun was not there. And anyway, Balogun is gone. He's gone to Fulham already, to Monaco already. Fulham is stuck in my head. Focus against Man United, right? Yes, we have to go to that game again. Gibson says, Havertz, I don't believe in him. I'm not forcing anyone to believe in anyone. Everyone has their own opinion. No problem with that. Ate is doing bad. Partey's side. Partey is supposed to play with Rice, not number 2. He is playing with Rice. He is playing with Rice during the game. John says Raya should be given a chance since Aaron is not willing to do his best. Come on now. We did not draw that game because of Ramsdale. He basically saved us at the last minutes again. Again, I don't have a problem with anyone having their own opinion, but jumping into conclusions. Now you're starting to hear Balogun is the reason why you didn't win that game, or because Tierney was sold. That is why you're not winning that game today, or because Raya was not on the pitch. No, we made 2 mistakes. We need to work on not making mistakes. We need to work on basics. Bring back White at right back. Bring back Gabriel to the starting lineup. That one I can agree with, but the rest, I don't really think so. Disappointing game from our lad, says BL. Man United is next, says Isosa. Yeah, they're next. I'm not scared of Man United. They also have not been doing well. They almost lost today as well to Nottingham Forest. They came back and won. The difference is they came back and scored 3. For us, we came back and we still gave away another goal to Fulham. Fabio Villa has improved, says Frederick. After Arsenal's first match against Nottingham Forest, I said Arsenal's performance was not encouraging. Some people are attacking me today. It has finally manifested, says success. If at the end of the season Arteta didn't win any big trophy like the League or Champions League or Europa League, then he should go, says Chidibere. That one I disagree with, but again, it depends. What if we finish with 99 points and Man City finish with 100 points? There's also a way. If we finish 8th, then we can talk about that, but there's a way. If we lose in the final against Real Madrid and finish 1 point behind Man City, it depends on how we finish, how we don't win the league and how we don't win the Champions League and how we don't win the FA Cup and how we don't win the Carabao Cup. Arteta must... whatever makes you happy, Dika. Remember, Arsenal are 3rd on the table as well. I think Arteta should start using Gabriel at the back and stop using Partey at right back. He should return Partey to midfield before it is too late now. Or has Gabriel offended Gateta? I don't think so. I don't even think it's because of him potentially leaving or anything. I just think it's tactics. Saunders says creating chances is nothing, but what matters is winning and scoring goals. Yes, that is true. But I'm saying we created chances today and we dominated the game. We did not play badly today. That is what I mean. We did not play badly today. Did we play badly today? Like, we dominated the entire game. It's not like Fulham were getting chance after chance to chance, and we were like, we did not create any chance, and Saka did not get it. No. Martinelli had like 3-4 shots. Odegaard was getting shots away. Havertz had a couple of chances. Saka had a couple of chances. Second half, Nketiah had chances. Fabio Villa had chances. Like, we should have won the game. We didn't win that game today because we did not convert our chances and we made mistakes. So I'm saying it matters in terms of judging the game. People are saying we played poorly. We did not play poorly. We dominated the entire game. It should have been like 3 or 4 goals to Arsenal. No need of wasting chances of a small. This is where we expect to collect points. Is Delish. Poor information will continue costing us a big loss. Ateng says that Kai Havertz is the main cause of our weakness. Again, I don't necessarily agree with that. I wouldn't have started him today. Yes, I would not have started him today, but we have to be fair in terms of judgment. That is why I asked you guys, do you think Trossard played well in the first half? He did not. Let me ask you a question. Who played better in the first half between Havertz and Trossard in the first half? I think at first I've read that one already. We must learn to kill games at halftime so that other players can get a chance to play. Nelson Smith will get a chance when we win. Yeah, I guess that is why they're also not getting a chance because they're not really killing off the game. So let me just finish off by saying, hope the net has not gone down. Positives, Fabio Vieira's great game from the bench. Nketiah, great game from the bench as well. Another positive is that we were able to come back from 1 goal down and score 2 goals. So I was happy with those points. Negatives, mistakes are costing us too much. We are giving away so many balls during the game. Like that first half alone, Havertz gave away the ball. Saliba gave away the ball. Saka gave away the ball like 3 times. I don't like that. I don't like when everyone is making the mistake. Like if it's one player once, that is fine. But when 4 or 5 players are starting to give away the ball, I don't like that. Number 2, negatives, set pieces. These days we're considering set pieces too much. Every time another team has a corner, we feel like they're going to score. I don't like that. We need to get back to working on our set pieces. Number 3, goals conceded once again. Like we're conceding way too many goals at home. We need to work on that. And we did not concede to, again, let me talk on that. Let me speak on that. The 2 goals that we considered today, some of you are going to make it look like we considered 2 goals today because Havertz was on the pitch. No, let's look at the game on overall. There's a lot of problems. Like I can't even say we considered 2 goals today because Gabriel was not on the pitch. No, at the end of last season, we were still conceding 2 or 3 goals at the Emirates, even with Gabriel on the pitch. So I guess that could be something with the system. Let's work on that as well. I want Gabriel back in the starting lineup for the Man United game. I want Ben White back at right back for the game as well. That is to Arteta. Gabriel to start for me next week. Ben White to start for me next week. I'll keep on stressing this one because some of you are not going to say it. Most of you are saying you wanted Trossard up front, but you're not going to say that maybe Arteta was right in terms of not starting Trossard. How about that one? You're only picking up the negatives. Most of you wanted Trossard to start up front. He started up front today, did not do that well. Maybe that is why he's been on the bench. So maybe Arteta is right in terms of leaving Trossard on the bench. So for me, if Trossard was to start, I want him to start as a number 8 on the left side. I don't want him as a striker. Play Jesus, playing Nketiah, whoever is going to start up front, no problem with that. But next week, let's just go back to the back 4. Midfield, Rice, Odegaard, and Partey. Up front, Saka, Martinelli. Striker, you can play whoever you want as striking, mainly Jesus or Nketiah, whoever is going to start there. If you have to start Trossard, left side or number 8. If you have to start Havertz, just keep the back 4 the same. Zinchenko, Ben White, Gabriel, and Saliba. And then if you have to start Havertz, start him in that position, but keep the back 4 the same. Don't change the whole team to fit in a couple of players. That is what I'd say. But yes, disappointing draw against Fulham. I just looked at the table. We are still 3rd. I don't know if you're going. I don't think you're going to be 3rd by tomorrow. Man City are probably going to win. We are going to probably be 4th by next week, and we are going to play the last game. So let's see what happens next week. A big game against Man United. We cannot afford to drop points again. We always beat Man United at home. Let's win that game. And we'll forget about this one. So if you win the game next week, we're probably in 2nd place or 3rd at least. So it wouldn't be the end of the world. So I think it's okay that we're making mistakes right now. I've preferred them in preseason. But after the international break, after Man United game, we need to hit the ground running right away. We need to start winning games, scoring goals, not conceding goals, all that. We need to have a settled team. So I think this is the last time to experiment. So Charles says very, very poor squad selection. Must we play Havertz? Why must Magalhaes be benched for Kivia? Why is Partey starting at right back? I guess he meant. You can't play Trossard up front with this clueless. Judge does not like Havertz. Judge does not like Havertz. Again, it depends. I don't think Havertz played incredibly well today, but I still feel like some of you are scapegoating it. If you're going to say Havertz did not play well today, Trossard did not also play well today. So let's be fair in terms of judgment. Let's not just say, okay, it's only Havertz. Saka made a mistake. We have to talk about it. Zinchenko made a mistake when he came on. We have to talk about it. Havertz did not play well. That is fine, but Trossard did not play well as well. So let's not just judge one player. I have no problem with you not wanting Havertz to start. I didn't want him to start today as well, but I'm saying in terms of scapegoating, some of you are making it look like you drew that game or 2-2 because it was Havertz starting the game. That was not the reason. Frederick says defenders Zinchenko, Gabriel, Saliba, Ben White, midfield, Partey, Rice, Odegaard to hold my United next game. That is what I want as well. I think why Arsenal lost 2 points because of taking Thomas Partey at right back. Secondly, why does Arteta not trust Nketiah than Havertz and take back Thomas Partey in the midfield? Odegaard, Rice, and Partey, then forward Nketiah, Jesus, then Saliba, White, Gabriel, Zinchenko. That's what I'd go for as well. Babatope says, I think Arteta should start using Gabriel at the back and stop using Partey at the right back. Partey is starting at right back, but he's not really playing at right back. He's playing in midfield, but you're playing with 3 defenders. But I do agree with you. I want Ben White to start at right back to help Saka out. So disappointing 2-2 draw against Fulham. Let's hope we bounce back next week. This is a big week for us as well. The transfer is being closed this week, so hopefully we can get 1 or 2 players. There's a Champions League draw this week as well. We'll be live with that on that day. I just know we are going to get Bayern Munich. I just know we are going to get Harry Kane and Bayern Munich. I can't wait for that as well. And obviously Man United. So disappointing way to start the very good week ahead for us. Akpo says Martinelli is not playing well right now. Let's bench him for now. I don't necessarily think like he's not playing well. Decision making sometimes, yes. Sometimes I want him to cross the ball, desperate sometimes, yes. But against Man United, I definitely start him. Start everyone who was starting last week and just play Jesus and Nketiah up front, and let's see how that one goes. Charles says instead of bringing Kai, we could have gone for Saka, cover up and proper striker. George says you do not need to say Havertz. He has been poor since Forest game. We'll just agree to disagree. I don't think Havertz has been poor since Forest game. I think he played okay against Crystal Palace, and I think he played well against Nottingham Forest. But some people, just because they don't like Havertz, we drew the game today because of Havertz. That is fine. Let's hope we bounce back next week. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch up with you on the next one.